Okay, guys, this video we are going to talk about organization. Organization is the most important part of your job. You're going to first thing you do that day. We only expect you. We're about 12 hours off here in the United States from your time. So by the time you're waking up or starting work, all the photos they should already be in Dropbox, and you can start on that day's photos. So it's good that we're 12 hours off, so you'll know what your workload is for that day, when you wake up or when you start, and we'll be asleep. So it's actually really works out good. But the first thing you need to do is organize, and there's two specific things that you need to understand. We shoot two different ways. Sometimes the photos are just single shot photos, and they will be labeled. Like when you open up your Dropbox folder, if they're labeled single, that's just a single shot. And you just edit in Lightroom, put it where it needs to be. There's a slate. See, there's a slate right there for an ATM. But other times they are bracketed photos. Now the reason we do bracketing is if the lighting is really tough, we have to shoot bracketed photos, and those need to be processed through Photomatix, which is this program here. I'll do a separate video on that, but that basically, a bracketed photo is a photo that is taken. This is a good example right here. Like it is, we do 5 sets of 5. It's 5 photos taken of the same thing, but at different exposure levels. And you do that, and then you blend them together. The software blends them together to get a perfectly balanced photo. We use Photomatix to do that. But you've got to be able to spot the brackets. Now, the way to spot them is they're going to be named bracket, B-R-K-T. If they're not, you might need to be able to spot it on your own, but we try to label them single and bracket. So the first thing you need to do is you need to process the brackets through Photomatix before you start editing them in Lightroom. So that would be the first thing you're doing. So this is just an example. Let's say, I just woke up and I got to process some photos. Well, all the loose files will be the ones that I need to process. Some, the ones that are labeled single, I want to put together, and the ones that are brackets, I'm going to put together. So for the brackets, new folder. I'll call that brackets. And for all the singles, I'll put those together. And it's also important that put these in a folder, both of those titled with the date, April, what's the date today, the 5th, 5, we'll do it number 4/5/19. Maybe call it unedited. So now you've got those photos in a subfolder. Now as the time goes by, there'll be 20, there'll be, you should have a folder for each day. So since you're just starting, it's you'll just have one. But essentially, the first thing you need to do is group all the files together. So then when you're done editing all those files, you're done for that day. I'm gonna go. You can have your own system. I really don't care how you do it. It's just I caution. Sometimes there's thousands of photos that you have to process. You're going to want to have them organized in a specific system that you're used to, because our system, you can batch process them. So it doesn't really matter how many photos there are. But if they're unorganized, you're going to have a huge problem trying to finish the task. So I think that wraps it up for the organization part. On to the next one.